Hello everyone, my name is Lala Asif Alana and I lead Salesforce practice at Royal Cyber. I welcome you all on behalf of Royal Cyber in today's webinar. I have Usman Mahmood with me. Usman is our senior Salesforce Commerce Cloud architect and he will be walking us through this solution page designer plus a link cartridge which we have actually developed in-house. And yes, so I think let's begin. So in today's webinar, this will be the agenda which we'll be going over. I will give you a very brief overview of Royal Cyber, who we are, what we do. Then I'll also walk you through about our Salesforce practice. What are the areas of focus within our Salesforce practice are. Then I will give it to Usman, and Usman would be walking us through this solution page designer plus what it is, what we have done within this solution, how you can better utilize this solution, how you can have this solution within your Salesforce Commerce Cloud space. Um, then I will give you a quick overview of how, after this webinar, you can connect with us, how you can engage with us, within any capacity for your Salesforce Commerce Cloud needs or business needs. And then I will open the forum for the question answers. All right. So Royal Cyber is a Salesforce Commerce Cloud silver level partner, consulting partner. It's ridge level. And we are also Salesforce Commerce Cloud Link certified partners. And today's webinar is actually is on one of our link cartridges. As a link certified partner, we develop link cartridges on top of Salesforce Commerce Cloud. And as a consulting partner, we work with different customers, in the capacity of providing services on Salesforce Commerce Cloud. So Royal Cyber is a system integrator company specialized in digital commerce and digital transformation. We've been in this industry for last 22 years. Uh, we started primarily on working on IBM products, and then we are pretty big in terms of IBM products. We started Salesforce practice a few years back, from the scratch, from zero, and now today we are Salesforce silver level consulting partners. We have 1,000+ certified skillful resources. It's almost around 1,200 plus people company. We have 11 offices in 9 different countries of the world. Um, mm, Most of or almost all of our resources are certified in their specialized skill set. Um, we have our major development offices back in offshore in India and Pakistan. We have our head office is in Chicago, and we have offices in Canada, in Australia, New Zealand, in UK, in KSA region as well. We provide different models when it comes to provide end-to-end services. So we have a complete onshore model where you get the services and support and the on the projects completely from onshore resources within the North American region or any other region where the resources are required or where we are doing the project implementation. We also provide complete offshore model where you get resources supporting the project or supporting the customer from the offshore region, from Pakistan and India. We have a hybrid model where we give a mix of resources. Let's say the project manager or the technical architects are based out of onshore, and the development team is based out of offshore. So, okay, so now what we do as within Royal Cyber. So Royal Cyber is a kind of a one-stop shop. You get everything what is needed in your project as part of your project in terms of fulfilling the project needs. So let's say you engage with Royal Cyber within the capacity of Salesforce Commerce Cloud, and as part of the project implementation, you need people who have, let's say, expertise on DevOps, who have expertise on middleware, let's say, who have expertise on AI side, integration side. So you get all these specialized people within the umbrella of Royal Cyber. You don't have to go to any other external vendor to get these services, because all this skill set with specialized resources is available under the umbrella of Royal Cyber. So within Royal Cyber, we have different practices who takes care of each of these domains, and we provide support within these specialized domains. All right, so we are as I said that we started primarily with IBM, and we are premium, gold IBM business partner. We are partners with Microsoft. We are partners with Salesforce, with as a silver level consulting partners. We are partners with Shopify, HCL, SAP. All these technologies and tools, you get, you get the services within Royal Cyber. This is our existing client list. You see some big names here. We are currently the technology partners or providing support and services, implementation, migration, integration, middleware, all these services, and within all these capacities, we are connected with these customers. The best thing about a few of these customers or some of these customers is the retention rate of these customers is pretty high. We have customers who are working with us for almost more than 5 years, for around 8 years. So that's one thing which we believe on that. We when the customer grows or when the customer gets successful, we also get success. Okay, so now what we do within Salesforce, what are the areas of focus which we have within Salesforce practice at Royal Server? So there are two major areas of focus. So one is Salesforce Commerce Cloud, Demandware, and another one is Salesforce CRM. And CRM covers Sales, Service, Marketing Cloud, Experience, Community Cloud, and rest of the other clouds which comes under the umbrella of Salesforce CRM. So there are the two major areas of focus. One is Commerce Cloud and the other one is Salesforce CRM. All right. So what we do within Commerce Cloud? So within Commerce Cloud, we have we have this quick start or a snap start package where you can have Salesforce Commerce Cloud storefront available up and running live within 4 weeks of time. This will be with all the out of the box features, a vanilla flavor of Salesforce Commerce Cloud. We can make customer live within 4 weeks. We support migration services as well. So let's say if any customer who is on non Salesforce Commerce Cloud platform and they want to come migrate to Salesforce Commerce Cloud, or for example if some customers are right now in Salesforce Commerce Cloud Site Genesis version and they want to migrate to SFRA version. So we support these kind of these migrations. We support from the scratch implementations, uh, as well as we also support managed support services. We also work with the customers within the area of Salesforce Commerce Cloud managed support services. Our, I would say uh, the difference which we have from other vendors when we talk about our managed support services, that we also cover new projects, new enhancements as part of managed support services. So we have different packages which ranges from lower to the higher cost in terms of the cost. Similarly, from the small team to the bigger teams, uh, uh, to accommodate all the businesses and the business needs. Uh, our managed support services also includes DevOps, release management, code deployment, code review, bug fixes, and we use industry standard tools to as part of our managed support services. So, all right. And as I said that, we have within Salesforce Commerce Cloud, we have almost 80 plus resources which are dispersed around the globe. Most of the major development team is based out of offshore, but yes, we do have our onshore development team as well to support different projects. All right, so I'll now pass it on to Usman, but before I do that, I'll just give you a very quick overview of what Page Designer Plus is, or how we got this idea to come up with this solution. So Page Designer Plus is, as the name says, it has been built on top of Salesforce Commerce Cloud out of the box Page Designer. It's not something that if you start using Page Designer Plus, then the Salesforce Commerce Cloud page designer won't work. No, it's not like that. So it has been developed on top of Salesforce Commerce Cloud out of the box page designer. There are six rich components which we have introduced as part of this phase one launch of this solution. And all those six components are currently not available within Salesforce Commerce Cloud page designer. So if when you download our cartridge, you will still be using on Salesforce Commerce Cloud page designer. Plus, you will have six more drag and drop, more richer component available to as part of this particular cartridge page designer, Salesforce Commerce Cloud page designer plus. Uh, plus, we came up finalizing these six components after speaking with various customers based on our experience. These are the six common components which almost every customer needs when it comes to their UI design, when it comes to their marketing team or their merchandisers wants to design the page layout using the page designer, without or having very less dependency on the technical team or the development team. So we are releasing this as a cartridge, a certified Salesforce Commerce Cloud cartridge, and this is readily available on top of your existing Salesforce Commerce Cloud page designer. All right, so now I am going to pass it on to Usman, and Usman is going to walk us through to this solution in detail, and then we'll take it further from there. All right, Usman, all yours.
Thank you, Asif. I'll take it from here. Hi, guys. My name is Usman Mahmood, and I'm Salesforce Commerce Cloud Architect at Royal Cyber. So let's start with the page designer itself. For people who are not familiar with the page designer itself, page designer is a framework provided by Salesforce Commerce Cloud, which allows merchants to quickly design static and dynamic layouts and pages without going into the technical details by using predefined templates, layouts, or components. Right. Salesforce also provides a sample plugin cartridge to demonstrate how to create custom components and layout. So our solution is based on top of that plugin cartridge. Uh, although the Salesforce Page Designer is a rich framework, but as it is maturing, there are areas which can be improved, and some components that are often requested by the merchants, but require custom development, which of course takes some time and money. So page designer, what page designer does is that it enhances the existing page designer components and more components on top of it, saving merchants significant amount of time and effort to build similar components, and enables them to quickly design and deploy their application using enhanced components by page designer plus, without worrying about the development time and the testing and the best practices. So about the dependencies, the Salesforce Commerce Cloud paid designer component, it depends on the paid designer plugin module that is available in the community. Let's start with the basic components. I'll be talking about the five basic components of the paid designer plus. Our first designer component is the content asset component, so let's explore it a little. So what is a content asset component? So most of the merchants who have been working with Salesforce Commerce Cloud, they know about the content asset itself, right? The paid designer is rich framework, but when it comes to the content assets or field which is an HTML feed, it does not provide a text editor that a content asset provides, right? And most of the merchants who are very familiar with the content asset configuration in their business manager, they want the same kind of interface in the paid designer component as well. But and then there are some merchants who want the same component. Maybe they have designed the existing content asset components and they want to use them as it is on their paid designer pages, right? So for this purpose we have designed this component. So uh, there are two parts. The first part is the layout of those components. So for what you can do is you can put a layout component so that you can give the paddings and margins on around that your uh, page designer content asset. And then the second component is the page designer content asset itself. So a very good example would be, for example, let me show you a component itself. So here is the component asset component. This is a very simple content asset component. If you can see that this is a content asset that has been rendered over here. But if you look around, you can see a layout component that is being as a surrounded component, and you can see that there is a padding on the top and the bottom of the component and things, and you can even see the background image around this content asset. So let's see how this is designed in the page designer itself. So I'll be going to this page designer, and let's copy the name of this storefront content asset page here, and let's go to the page designer. Let's see how this is working. What are the things that you can play around with? I'll go to the page designer. Other than this, I will also advise you to go through this documentation of our, right. So it's very comprehensive document. You can find a video on how to use these components in detail on the YouTube, right. Right now I am demonstrating the different features, but if you want to learn more how to use these components, right, how to use the layout component and things like that. For example, if you want to see how this grid layout component works, right, and what are the possible properties or the values that you can set, you can always come to our documentation. You can view this video over here as well. So going back to the component, so here in the page designer, if you look at this component and if I click over here, you can see that this is a PD plus grid one into one column, one row into one column component, right. So here is the interesting thing, right. So from here you can even control where the container that is containing this component, this content asset. Do you want this to be fluid, right? So I'll save this. I have unchecked this fluid layout property over here. So now you can see, if I can show you, maybe you can see it over here now. Yes. So you can see, you can, but just by a click, you can change the container into the fluid or unfluid itself, right? Then again, moving to the background, if you are not using an image, you can use a background for this, right? The background color will be there. So you can select a background color from here, right? Whatever is the background color, it will be applied if you are not using an image. Again, you can select the alpha property of this background image. So you will be able to see the difference, how much alpha is applied on this one, right. So this is controlled over here. So this is a css property that you can control, use to control how the image looks at then. So if you can see, the alpha property has been blackened, right. So I'll move it back to like 40% of so you can use different images from here, right. So from here you can use the background image. So this is all. I'm not talking about the content asset component right now, but the layout component, which on which that you drag and drop your content asset component. This is all about it, right. Now again, this is how flexible it is. You can control the padding, the margin, the bottom of this main layout, right. So for example, if I move this padding from 40 pixel to 120 pixel from here, you see the content asset component now has the padding over here, right. So I'll be demonstrating this layout component only once, because with every component you will be using the layout components like this one. So they are documented here and there, but almost all of them will have almost the same kind of properties, right? The margin, bottom, padding, this layout, background, image. So this is common for every component. So you can use the layout components to drag and drop your components anywhere. So let me put it back to the fluid one. Again, so let's come back to your content asset. So this was the container component, right. So you can always uh, edit this component from here, and then I'll move to this PD plus content asset component, right. So here you can see the ID of the content asset, right. And if you want to use any css class, right, that you have in code maybe, and you want to apply it on the text of this component, you can apply it directly from here as well. Although you can control this in the content asset itself, right. So whatever kind of content asset you have, you can use it on this page, right. So this is how you can use this content, or maybe you can add another layout component here, where one column, two column, and you can add those multiple content asset components over there, drag and drop them over there, and then you can use multiple content assets on a single page maybe, right. So sky is the limit, right? It all depends the kind of layout component that you are using. If it is multi-column layout component, you can drag even two components, content asset components over there. So these are the kind of things that you can do over here. So now you can see how easy it is that if you want to use an existing content asset, you can just provide the name over here and you can press save, and you will be able to see this content asset component over here. This will be the same if you go through the toolkit. You will see the content asset ID in the business manager, and you can design it over there and reuse it on your content asset pages. Sorry about this one. So that's all about the content asset component. You can see the documentation details of the content asset component itself. So coming back to the page designer plus the extended video component. Now this is my favorite one. So let's open this one. Now think about the merchants who do not afford a full-fledged video streaming services, right? Uh, there were a number of merchants, right, who came to us and they said that we want to embed the videos from the YouTube or Vimeo, or we have hosted them somewhere on our own domain, right, or Daily Motion, right, or a custom URL. They want to embed it from a custom URL in an iframe, right? So all of them had a common requirement that they want to embed a video in their pages, right? So this is when this component was born, right? And we thought of creating a component that can embed maybe YouTube videos, Vimeos, HTML5, Dailymotion, and or any other videos into our pages, right? So what we can do with these components is that the merchants can easily select the video dimensions that are included, the video resolution that is being included, the mute option if you want the video to be muted when it is embedded, or when the page is open you want to mute that video, you can do that now. Of course, it needs to be supported by the third party. If it's YouTube is supporting it, right, or Vimeo is supporting this, so it will be applied automatically, right? Then the auto play or auto start option on the load of the page, looping the video, of course. So for example, if you want to replay it again and again, right, filling the video container, showing the video in a model pop-up, right, or maybe displaying a thumbnail, and on clicking the thumbnail you want to open it in a model pop-up, right? So all this kind of settings are there. You can use it using multiple videos on the same page, right? So maybe you're creating a page designer page, where you want to use multiple videos, you can do that as well. So I won't be making taking much of your time. Again, the video on how to customize or create different layouts with it, there are two links available in the documentation. I'll be opening both of these for the demonstration purpose. So here you can see a symbol video with a thumbnail, big thumbnail. So this is just a test component. So I created a full width image. Image quality is not that good, but the image was up kind of blurry, so don't worry about that. Again, if you can click on this, right, so you can see that a video is being played. Now this video is coming from YouTube, if you can see over here, right? So you can click and open close this over here. uh, and the second component, if you look over here, you can see the second video over here. It is autoplay, right? As I told you that you can autoplay the video as well. I click here to stop it. Then again, it all depends on the container, right? So it depends on the size of the container. The video will adjust it automatically. So it's a kind of responsive component. So here you can see the size of the container is smaller. So now I can click over here again and play this video. So let's see how this is happening right in the backend, right? I'll open this video, for instance, the page designer itself, and let's see. Let's open this page that we have created. Now again, if I click this part over here, you can see this is PD plus 2 row into one column on mobile, and PD plus 1 row into 2 column on desktop column, right? So it is also designed for the mobile as well, so you don't have to worry about that. If you look at this video, you can see the two video components are here. So first thing is that this layout component, again, you can make it layout, right, or you can make it a fluid layout or unfluid, right? You can remove the paddings from the container fluid, right? You can remove the gutter space from these two columns, right? uh, Again, this alpha property is the same, right? You can add the image, background image of this container. These are the same things that we have discussed earlier, right? Now let's move towards this video component. I'll click this one first. So let's see what we have here. Okay. So if you are using an opacity video with the video, you can or something else, you can add a class, css class from here. Let me tell you that all the bootstrap classes will work over here. So you can use a bootstrap class over here, or you can use a custom class of your on choice in order to set the background colors of these videos, right? If you're not using this background for this one, and then if you come here, you can see this. There are different kind of videos available. Now this video is coming from Vimeo, right? All you need to do is provide the video id. The details of these are already available in the documentation. So all you have to do is provide the video id of the Vimeo video, right? You can scale it, right? Again, you can scale the video like 2:1. These are the css properties that you can play around with. If you don't know about it, you can just skip it, right? Or if you want to scale the video according to your own need, you can do that. Any css designer will help you with that if you want to make it. So this is a kind of custom control. You don't need it usually, but if you want to take a little more control without going into the css and things like that, you can just set the properties from here. So this is the beauty of this component. You can select if you want to autoplay this video. As you can see, it is being autoplayed, so I'll turn it off and I'll save it. So now you can see it is auto stopped. No, it is not auto playing anymore. You can allow the full screen. So there are some services which allow you to control this behavior. For example, YouTube and Vimeo, they will allow you to show this icon of full screen over here. So you can control it from here, right? You can loop the video to repeat itself, or you can unloop it, right? Then again, you can mute this video, right? Then again, you can select the video resolution. If you do not know any resolution, you can keep it blank over here. Okay, I'll autoplay it again. You can choose a video thumbnail as well. So we'll see about the thumbnail in the next video. So this is the video we are talking about right on the left side right now. So for this left video, we are not using any thumbnail. It is running directly as soon as the page loads, right? If the video is not played somehow, you can add an image alternate text. Sorry, if the video thumbnail is not available and you have provided a thumbnail, it is not loaded somehow, you can use the alternative text for that image. You can click here if this video opens in a model pop-up, right? And if you want to show this play icon over here, so I'll click now on this video. I'll discard changes for the previous one. So I'll click on this video. So this was a two column component. So I added two videos over here, two video components over here. So this was the first, and now I'm clicking the second component. And on the second component, you can see that this is again a Vimeo video, right? I haven't scaled the video. As I told you, you can leave it blank if you don't need it, right? The autoplay and mute and these kind of options are already there. Again, the only difference is that I have added a thumbnail image for this video, and I don't want this video to be automatically played. So what I have done is I have added a thumbnail image, and I have clicked this open the video in the model pop-up and this play icon over here. And if I, for example, save it, and let's see if this video is there. Yeah, I have already shown you. So now if I click on this one, so it will open in a model pop-up. So this is kind of very useful component. You can play video from a very different kind of sources, from YouTube, from Vimeo. All you have to do is, if I open this one, so all you have to do is all you have to do is you select the service, right? For example, if I select YouTube from here, you will need to provide the YouTube video ID. If I provide the daily motion from here, you can provide the daily motion video ID, right? If you I provide if you I provide this, what is happening? HTML video player, right? So you can provide the ID of the HTML video, and that's it. That's all you need to do. So I'll close this one, discard the changes. Coming back to the next component. So that's about the video component. So as you can see how useful it is. I'll come back to this one later. So our next component is the extended slider component. So let's talk about this one as well. All right, so guys, if anyone has gone through this SFRA main website, right? So you are familiar with this top banner component, right? And you know it is very static kind of component. So if you see over here, this is just an image that is being used, no control over the text. And maybe you want to show a video inside this banner, right? Or maybe you want to show a content asset only in this banner, right? So this kind of control was requested by different merchants, and then we thought, okay, why not have a component for this, right? Maybe it can be a slider as well, right? So you can have multiple slides here, and inside that each slide you can control if you want to show a video or multiple slides, right? So let's look at this one as well, right? So this was a component which was derived from the video component, the content asset component, and we created a custom layout for this slider component, and we created a custom slider for the slider component. So let's show you. So let me open the two example links from the documentation over here on how to set up these components. You can see this, for example, if you want to set up this component just like how it is coming in example, you can follow these properties over here, right? And or even you can see this video over here, you can just follow this video and you will be able to design the same kind of component. So our first component is this hero banner component over here. So now this component, this is the home page component. So if you look at this component, this is the banner, right? Actually this is a banner component. On the left side you can see there is a video. I can play the video. If I had put an autoplay on that video component that was used over here, it would have autoplayed, right? Then there's this content asset component. Now how is this coming, right? Now the interesting thing is it is the same banner component, but how is this working, right? So let's see. Let me go back over here. I'll go back from here. I look for the home page. This was being used on the home page. This was the main banner of the home page that I edited, right? So if you look over here, now this is again, this is the smart textual carousel slide layout component that I have used. If you look at the outer component, right, again you can make it fluid, or sorry, this one was, so let me open it from here. Sorry. Okay. Mhm. Why is it not opening? Okay. I don't know why it is not opening directly. Let me see if I can see it from here. Yeah. So if you can see this component from here, so let me go into the component details for now. So if you click over this component over here, you can see that this is a textual slider component, and inside that component, let me close this. So here you can select the video. If I click over this video, so here you can select the video. You can select the video from the Vimeo, any YouTube channel, or any other channel. You can select this content asset slider over here, right? And the flavor layout. So if you want to use it as a fluid or non-fluid, then the order of the column. If I put 0 over here, the text column will be on the right, and the video column on will be on the left, right? So let's try this. I'll save it here. So now you can see this slider, how versatile this is. Now this is the same slider component, but right now you can see over here that uh, on the right it is the video now, and on the left it is the content etc. So this is how useful this slider is. Maybe you could have used another maybe another content asset component over here. So you can go into the video details how you will set this or set this up. So I'll close this now. Now this was a simple slider, right? So this was a simple banner, right, which was enhanced for the video and the content asset. So now let's see how a extended slider looks like, right? So this was a simple banner component. I moved the video from right to left, and moved this content asset from left to right. Now let's look how this one works. So if you look at this component, this hero banner slider component, you can see that these are two sliders. This is a slider now, right? And of course, on each slide you can again select if this video comes on the right side and if this one comes on the left side, right? So let me show you. Let's go back. What happened? Yeah, yeah, I don't know why it opened this one. Yeah, let's me search for this one. So this is our extended banner slider component. Let's go over here. Yeah, that's it. So for each slide you can control over here, again, the video and the textual slides. Let me So for this one, let me show you how it is being done. So first of all, what you need is a PD plus grid one into one column component right over here, and then you can have this PD plus column one component, which can hold each of your carousel, right? So if I show you like this one, right? So first of all, you will have this PDF one row into one column component. Inside that, you can add a PD plus column one component, and inside that, you can have the PD plus carousel uh, component, right? So if I open this component itself, it's flickering a little. Let me, yeah. So you can see here the number of slides you want to add. You can just click this plus button over here, and you can just add the PD plus textual smart carousel components. The number of slides you want, you can increase from here. So this was the first slide, and this one is the second slide. So you can click this second slide from here, and you will be able to see the second slide and the configuration that I use for the second slide over here. So right now what I will do is I'll just change some of the settings. So let's see, maybe let's change the order, right? And let's make it autoplay, right? So this was the second, this was the first slide or the second slide. Let's see. Yeah, so let's look at the second slide over here. If I open the second slide, now you can see the video is on the other side and this content asset is on the other side. So you can have this video slider components over there. Very easy to use, very handy. If you want a simple banner, you can use it as a simple banner, just like this one. No arrows over here. And if you want to use it as a slider, you can use it as a slider. So it's a very handy component for merchants who want to show videos or text up in their banners, so they can do that, right? And even if you want to select, for example, you don't want to use uh, any other properties and things like that, or maybe you want to control the layout. Of course, you know how to control this. By now you know how to control this PD plus grid uh, layout thing, right? You can make it fluid one and things like that. So you can change these backgrounds of these content assets as well, right? Because you are using the same grid 1R into 1C custom component that is used for giving the layout of this component. And you can of course control the padding and things like. So that's what I was talking about, right? So you know about them, right, by now. So let's move towards our next component, right? That is our HTML markup component, right? So I'll be closing this for simplicity. Always confuses me if they are opened. Okay. So then again, the merchants, they wanted to I have a simple HTML markup component, right? Even for the there were kind of merchants, right, who didn't even wanted to go into details of like creating a content asset itself, right? So what they wanted was they wanted a kind of component uh, where they can just set the text of the component, where they can just add a display or a custom HTML over there, right? And then they can set the background colors and each and everything from there, and maybe they can add some pattern and design it on the background, right? So these are the kind of components where you can set the background of the component, background color, the customizable heading text, the customizable subtext, control over the text color, control over the content direction, top, left, bottom, and things like so. These then they wanted to have some animations, right, or some background patterns. So now this component, it supports kind of 16 kind of built-in background pattern that you can use. You can add custom buttons to these components, right? So these are very easy to use for a very layman kind of merchants, right? So we just want to create, for example, a promotion kind of in their page designer plus they want to pages, they want to add a promotion, right? And they don't want to get into details and they just want to fill up the things and get the things going, right? So let's show you how this works. So if you look at this page, right, this is the same component that has been used, right? So what the merchant has done, he has just filled in this HTML, right? So in from the page, there he has added some configurations on the component. All right, I want a button over here, right? And the color of the button should be like this. The text of the button color should be like this. And if I click on this button, this should go to an internal link. For example, if I click on this button, it is going towards another page, right? This is an internal link, right? Then this is another the same component, but you can see the background is changed, right? The pattern is same, but the background color is changed and there is no button in it. Again, if you see at this tile, this is the same component, only we have controlled the background pattern. If you go click on this button, now this will go to an external link, right? So you can see that this is directed towards another link, right? Again, these are this is a without a pattern. Again, you can change the colors, and if you see over here, this is left align, this is center align, this is again left align. So these kind of changes, small changes and tweaks that you can create with your uh, component over here. So this is a very simple HTML markup component that different merchants can use. If I can see another example link over here, you can use it in conjunction, or you can use it along any other component. Like for example, if you can see over here, you can see the different background patterns over here, and you can see that they have been used along a video component over here, right? So you can use it in a page, uh, and you can kind of create any kind of promotions or any advertisement messages without going to into the details and things like that, right? So this was a very common kind of component. How this is being done and the kind of uh, changes you can do to this. Let's look at this, right? So let's look into the details of this one. I'll go to the back. I'll close them here. Yeah. Okay, so if you can see over here, we have two kind of containers over here. So the first one is this one. This is the main container, PD plus 3 row into one column, and this one the second container, right? PD plus 3 one. For the second container, I haven't given any background image to it, right? So if I click on this one and if I try to open this one, you won't be able to see any background image. So it is better if I click it from here. So here you will be able to see now these are the two main rows, right? These are the two main rows which are being used. So these are the row containers. Inside this we have uh, added the PD plus column. So this is the column 1, column 2, column 3, and inside each column we have added a PD plus HTML markup component. Now if I click on this HTML markup component, let's see what we are doing over here. So here you can add your own HTML, right? So you can add just directly your HTML over here. You can set the background of it, this one, right? So you can select the custom background color or whatever you like over here. You can set the text color. So if you want to override the text color and you haven't controlled it from here or any classes, so you can override it from here as well, right? Then these are the kind of patterns that I was talking about. So these are different kind of patterns, 16 patterns that are available for you to play around with, right? You can use those. You can control the text alignment, that is left, center, right. Again, you can select the box position, that is align items start, center, and baseline and stretch. So these are the some of the css properties that you might want to play around or work around with. Again, you want to show a button inside that. Let me close this one. So if you want to show this button, right, so you can click this display button, right, and then you can select a url for this button, right. So if I click this, if you want to use it to go to yahoo.com, you can give this link over here, or you can direct it to a product or a category or to a page or thing like that, right. So this is the very similar kind of interface you get with the page designer. uh, uh, Different pages that are available out of the box, but you don't get this kind of solution where you can add your custom button to your content asset components or your html markup components, right. So here, from here, you can just redirect to it to anywhere else, right. Again, you can select what is the text show on button, right. Might want to open it in a new tab, right. I'll save it here, right. So these are the kind of things that you can control from here, and of course you can change the color and each and every pattern of these reusable kind of html markup components, and you can use them along with and many any other component that is available over there. So I won't be taking much longer for you. Our last component is our enhanced marketing tile component. So now, just like those HTML markup components, sometimes the merchants want a simple a tile kind of component, right, which they can embed into any of their pages, and they can use it to show their promotions and any kind of informational messages over there, right. You must have seen a requirement, right, where you want to add a to show a promotion or kind of reusable kind of promotional message component where you can just change something and it will be kind of a new look every time, right. So let me show you the two variation of this component tile component. So this is our first component, right. So where you can select the background image of this component. You can even select different filters on that image, right. So maybe you can use a kind of filter on the image that is coming on this tile, right. You can select if you want to redirect it to somewhere else, right. Then if you look at this box over here, right, so you can see it is centrally selected, right. Again, in the box you can see this html coming, right. You can select the text colors and things like that, what is coming on this box, right. We'll look into the details from the business manager perspective. Here you can see the change position of the box has been changed, and there's no filter applied on this image. Again, on this image, if I hover over this image, there's an animation effect that is available on this image, right. So you can use different animation and again, so if it is a fluid layout, you can see it is responsive, right. So let's look into the business manager, how this is working and what are the kind of effects and things you can use. Go back over here. I don't need to go back over here. I can get it from here as well. Let's close it. All right. So here's the component again. Let's look at this component, right? For example, it had animations and each and everything. So let's see what's happening over here. So now, if you see over here, you can link the tile to any external or internal page from here, right? So when someone clicks on this tile, you want to redirect it to a promotional page, or you want to redirect it to a search page, content asset page, any other page designer page, categories or product, or maybe an external link, right? So whatever you want to do on clicking on this tile over here, it can be done. You want to open it into a new tab, you can open it into a new tab. You can scale an image on hover, or if you want to keep it in the center, it can be done, right. At the card position, right, along the x-axis, right. On the x-axis, so this is between this x-axis, right. uh, Sorry, this is the x-axis, my bad. So you can center it along the x-axis, right. Position of the card along the y-axis, and so this was the x-axis, so it is the center, right. So you can play around with these positions in order to see where the box lands. You can select the image over here. You can select the alternative title for the image. You have this site title over here. I don't know if it is visible for you. So this sales 50% discount kind of thing that is coming. This is coming from this the site title, right? And then you can give the title, like this color of this the background color of this box, right? So you can select the text color and this color, that's pinkish color, right? Then again you can see the opacity that can be controlled, right? For if you see this white color over here, it is quite opaque, right? And this pink color is quite opaque, so you can select the opacity of these tiles over here. Then you can select the subtext of these tiles, and the color for the subtext of the tiles. So that is the number of ways that you can control these tiles. Our second tile is, of course, now this is the our second variation of this style, right? So in the first style you could have control the background image, you could have control if it zooms over here as well, you can control the position of these boxes, right? Things like that. And if on clicking wherever do you want this style to go, right? Now the second variation of this style is interesting, right? So if you see over here, you can see the image has been blurred. There's a filter applied. On hovering this image, you can see this animation comes over here, and on clicking on this animation, and you can even write the text on this tile, and you can add a button of on this image hover, right? Now if this is the same component, but if I hover on this one, you can see the animation is coming from the top, not from the left or right. The animation is transparent, right? And you can add text and things like that. And this is the third variation, right? So maybe you want to have image and text together, right? So you can do that as well. Let's see how this is working as well. Now this is interesting, actually. Let me show you. This is our last component. So here if again, this is the one row into three columns component. uh, the settings for the layout is the same, right? So let's look at the first component over here, right? So this is the same tile. The component name, of course, this is the PD plus image hover component, right? So the earlier component was a little different, the name was a little different. You can see in the documentation which what exact layout component that you need to do in order to configure this. So this is a particular PD plus image hover effect component, right? So this is also part of the marketing tile, but this is a little different component. You can see in the documentation which component you will need for this kind of effect on the documentation page, right? So let's move to the details. So here you can select the enable hover effects, the tiles background color opacity. You can control it from here, right? This you can specify the background color and opacity from here. This is an RGBA. You can define it in RGBA kind of colors, right? Then you can select the titles text color. Example, you can use it like this one, right? Then these are the effects. Now if you look at this, you have push left, push right, slide up, slide down. Now this is a large number of effects that you can use along with this one, right? So let's try this one, right? And again you can change the cover if it fills the cover, scale down, object fit. These kind of properties are there. You can try it along. Let me see. Right. So if you see, I changed that hover effect over here. Now it is working like a little differently, right? So that's how cool it is, right? So you can change, apply different kind of animations on each and every tile, right? So let me go back over here. Sorry, this is the one. Again, you can select the text that was appearing on that overlay tile that was coming over there. On clicking, you can redirect it to a particular category page or whatever you want. You just press this edit over here. The text that appears on the link button over there, right? So you can control over there. The direction of the flex, right? So you can set the direction of the flex. You can use some different properties, flex wrap and flex no wrap, and this kind of properties, right? These are the properties that usually the CSS designers use. You can put it in the default mode if you don't know about them, but if you want to play around a little, you can use these properties, right? So this will help you the control the direction of the text and everything inside this style without going into the CSS details, right? So you can just set up the things from here. I have these are the filters that you can apply, right? Like for example, instead of blur image, I can brighten the image, right? Or I can add a shadow below the image, right? Let's save this. Let's see. You see, now this is brightening the image and adding the shadow behind the image, right? So these are kind of configured. Sky is the limit, the amount of the customization or the permutations or combinations you want to produce with this one, right? uh, you can hue the image, invert the images, right, like this one. You can control the opacity of the filter being applied, right, and things like that. So this is how you can control this. Again, now these are different variation of the same so if you see over here, now the filter has been changed, right? If you want to see the animation, how animations are working, you can always refresh this page and come over here and see it along with the animation, right? uh, so these are the kind of things that you can do with these components in order to know about more details or about more combinations or permutations that you can apply it, or even how these each and every tile was built. You can just come to the documentation. Along with each component, you will be able to see the video of that component. So this the video tutorial of each and every component is there. You can just come here and just play it over here, and you will be able to see how this can be done, right? So that's all about the pdb plus webinar tutorial. I hope this was brief. So over to you, Asif, from here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Usman. It was really a great presentation. You covered each and every feature in great detail. Thank you. Um, all right. So we, as I mentioned that, guys, we are Salesforce Silver level consulting partners. We are link partners. We have currently 5 out of 5 Salesforce, customer satisfaction rating, and this rating is actually is coming from directly our customers, given by Salesforce based on the reviews and the work which we have delivered for our customers. And you can also go over our profile within Salesforce App Exchange. It's a publicly available portal on the internet where you can go and check our rating. You can also go over customer reviews which are there on our deliverables. Okay, so now how you can connect with us. So you will hear back from us after this webinar. One of our representatives would be connecting with you over the email. And if you have any business needs in terms of Salesforce Commerce Cloud, or say Salesforce CRM, middleware integration, migration, from the scratch implementation, managed support services, staff org, anything, any business needs which are there, we can connect with you and we can, have a kind of a discovery session based on how big and how complex that business need is. We can have a maximum of 2 weeks. The discovery session starts from one day, and this is all free. It covers with no cost. It comes with no cost, so we can have that discovery session within your from with your team, and then we can take that engagement forward. All right. So now I'm going to open this forum for the question answers, and if any of you has any questions, please you can have it, write it in the chat, and we'll try to answer them. Okay. Uh, All right. So here's the first question: that is this solution available in the form of a cartridge? Yes. So this solution is available. This solution is available in the form of Salesforce Commerce Cloud Link cartridge, and we are currently in the process of getting it certified from Salesforce. So maybe within next week or so, you will see this solution is available on Salesforce App Exchange. Uh, okay. What is the cost? So okay, so there are two ways, the way we are putting a cost. So if let's say you engage with us in any other capacity, let's say in managed support services capacity or in staff org capacity, then this solution will be free for complete 1 year time with no charges at all, neither licensing nor implementation. This solution will be completely free for that customer. um, so yeah, I mean, right now the idea is to engage more and more customers and to have this solution available free for our existing and new customers. Okay. how long it is going to take to install. So see, available in the form of a cartridge, and it's pretty much like the other cartridges which you download from Salesforce Commerce Cloud App Exchange. You will see the user guide, the installation guide, and you just follow the instruction and install it within your space. And then again, I mean, we are here to help you. So in any case, if you come across any blockers or any issues, we are here to support. Um, okay, okay. I don't see any further questions. So just before I wrap up this webinar, one thing which I would like to say that this is one of the solutions which we have. We have around five other solutions which are certified solutions and are available on App Exchange, and those are also like for example, product 360 view. We have also e-gift certificate. We also have save for later. All these solutions are available on the exchange, and in any case, if you would like to talk with us on any of those solutions or any other business needs, we are more than happy to help. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining today's webinar, and hopefully we'll be reaching out to each one of you, and we'll then take it from there. Thank you.